Well, here's the video of the under slab plumbing specifically for sewer. This is up against the wall here where there's going to be a downstairs toilet and sink, and that continues all the way down and out. And so this is basically dug to a 1/4 inch per foot slope change. So it's a little hard to show, but this laser is going to interact with that pod over there, and basically wherever I start on this laser, you can see these little hash marks I put on here. If I can get the camera to focus on the right thing, each of those is a quarter. So every foot that I move down towards the septic, I'm gonna make sure it's a 1/4 inch lower than the previous foot. And so, you know, it's a little bit hard to show, but kind of what we needed to do here is start at about an 18 inch below current elevation, basically baseline for the toilet. And so we are, actually I believe it was 16, and so we are just a hair over that here, just a little bit, you know, maybe 17, 18-ish. So that's plenty deep. That's going to give us the room to go down and put the necessary combo Y and everything and have a toilet flange here. And then that's going to extend this way and pass outside the slab right here. That's why this is cut out. And so that'll be a clean out, and then it can extend over to the downstairs sink. And so that's going to come through a footing right here, so it'll be wrapped. And then basically this comes down, you know, so I'll just shoot an elevation example here. So this is set way too deep right now because this was the last measurement I did more towards the end. So I'm going to just keep you on board here real quick, and I'll show you as I get this lower and lower and lower, we'll get to the point. I'm looking at my level on top. We're getting close. Keep it nice and straight. Okay, that's this elevation. Then I would go to the 1 foot from here, and you can see it's too high, so I'd need to move it up a 1/4 inch, and then bang, that's the exact level. So foot by foot, turn it off because the beeping's getting old. Foot by foot, a 1/4 inch, 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 through all these feet, lots of feet. And you can see, you know, just for perspective, how much deeper it's getting as we go. So you remember that, you know, 17, 18 number we had up there? Just for reference, you know, we're now down around 21 inches here, 21, 22 inches. I mean, we can't really just use the tape because that would assume the whole pad is perfectly level. And although it's pretty darn close, within an inch, corner to corner and everything, that's not, you know, this is pretty precise. This really needs to be correct. So that's why I can't just use the tape. I use the laser. And so as this continues, right, this is the main drain line. This has a little pop-up right here, just a little bit higher, and this is going to come from the kitchen sink. And so same with this one. Now this one started a little more shallow. It can, because it doesn't need to accept a toilet flange or anything. It just needs to catch a pipe that's coming down the wall here, and it's going to you know, come down this wall and then kind of come this direction. So this one started right about a foot, you know, I'm gonna say a foot, 11 inches or a foot, you know, so that's plenty deep to start. And again, that's got to come through the footing. So it started about 11 inches below grade. All this was measured laser, a quarter, every single foot. And then you can see it by the time it gets to the end of its run, you know, it's more like 16, 17 inches. And that would make sense because by an estimate, it's probably close to about roughly 30 feet. So that plumbing is going to drop into this main line, which is going to continue. Okay, and now as I'm walking in this trench, it's getting pretty deep. It's way up past my knees now. Same with this one. This one starts, and this is going to pick up the plumbing drop down from upstairs. So this one starts a little deeper, but not real deep. That's about a 15, 16 inch start. So, which that's deeper than it really needs to be, but it's kind of level with the footing. And so, you know, that footing's right at 18, and so it's just a little higher than the footing. So that'll come down, come into here. So again, a quarter, everything always flowing down a quarter of an inch per foot. And then here, this is actually getting quite deeper than the footing. So this footing is 18 inches depth from current grade, 26 from finished floor. So you can see this pipe is actually going to go under the footing. It's still going to be wrapped. And then it continues. We're now outside of the building here. So anything outside the building is going to be much easier to do anything with down the road. It would be kind of where the driveway is. So now it starts dropping, and this I gave a little more fall because I needed to really get underneath this electrical line. And this electrical line is dug to a 24-inch depth because it needs to be 18 inches to the top of the electrical pipe, the conduit, which I've got up here. So this is going to actually be, the sewer line is going to be deeper. So once this sewer line is in and it's deeper, we'll put some dirt down, there'll be a separation, and then the electrical line will come across it on top, but separated. So like by the time we're way down here, you know, we're 33 inches deep, you know, a solid, we're over 30 inches deep for sure. But this level here is probably maybe a little lower than the pad, and it starts falling away really quick as it makes it towards the septic. So this will kind of, you know, have to curve around to keep that rough number of a quarter of an inch of fall per foot. And at some points, like right here, it came down about a half an inch per foot of fall, which is going to be good. And so that's pretty much everything. I verified and re-verified and re-verified. I just wet these to kind of keep them, you know, compacted and nice. I didn't really over dig. I just cut it right to where it needed to be, and then just put a little bit to make it really smooth. So we should be looking good to do the plumbing here.